Hello, all. Excuse me, I think I need to turn this music down just a little bit more. I think that's better. I like it to be just barely a rumble in the background. Okay. And I need to tell EA that it needs to stop trying to load on my computer. I had a brief thought that I wanted to play The Sims, and my computer has gone crazy ever since. Good morning, Ronald. I was going to eat. I got some crazy new breakfast food. Well, new to me. It's like those Totino's, the little square pizza bites, except it's breakfast. So it's like bacon and eggs and cheese inside the little pocket thing. I should have brought my cough drops in here. But I just did not feel like standing in the kitchen long enough to heat it, even though it was only 2 minutes. I just didn't have the energy for that yet this morning. I woke up at 4:30 and had trouble going back to sleep. And once I finally got comfortable this morning, I'm like, I'm just gonna sleep for a little while longer. Next thing I knew, it was 10 minutes to 10. I was like, ugh, I've got to get up. I enjoy talking to you guys and having time with my lovely daughter, but I swear mornings are not for me at all. At all. They never really have been. Although I've always had a morning schedule where I've had to get up, but I've never liked it. And Maya's not a morning person either, really. But okay, let's look at this crossword. I see you have made a good start on the top half of this. Let me see if I can help it all. Oh, Lord. And I used to watch Ab Fab. I was crazy about it, and I cannot remember Patsy and I cannot remember their names. 15 across is what I'm looking at. See, 8 down. Too silly to be considered. That would be inane. Okay. See, I want to say Adina, but I don't know if that's right. Patsy and Adina for 15 across. That's what immediately popped in my head. And I said, no, that's not right. And it didn't fill in, so it's not right. Let's see. 6 down. Beneficiary of primogeniture. That would be the eldest. That's what I get from reading all those Regency novels. I know what primogeniture is. Oh, so I spelled it wrong. It's probably Edina with an E. Let's see. Okay, 17 across. Like some names and bonds. Like some names and bonds. 16 down. It's so obvious. Duh. Up. Ronald, you got it before I could. Okay. Could 17 across be assumed? Let's see. Yes. Yes. Oh, you're on a delay from me? Oh no. That's all right. You did half the puzzle anyway, so I know you're going to beat me in this one like you do every week. Um,
Hello.
excuse
It
me.
feels like I look so dark.
Hello.
But this light in my face is blinding. Also, did you see the update? Circles.
Oh, what updated? Oh, I didn't look at any of those things. I mean, I briefly saw the camera shapes. I didn't look at them though because as soon as I saw that it was going up in price, I was like,
Yeah, that is a
yeah.
bummer.
I want to mention it at the top of the show, so because we're probably going to have to switch. Well, we're definitely going to have to switch to something else. So we may not be able to do the Twitch and um,
Yeah.
Instagram people
So
if we can't find something that works.
what? So the Switch when we were paying premium. Sorry, Ronald, we're doing housekeeping right now. The when we were doing premium, that's what was allowing us to stream to the two other places, correct?
Yes,
And so we won't be able to
yes,
do.
they used to have a free tier,
Mm,
and then we switched to the premium so that we could add in one other um
one other place per stream.
place. Yes.
Okay, so now going back to the free tier, we won't be able to Instagram
Oh
or.
no, they got rid of the free tier. So we
Oh,
have to find a whole different service to use.
oh, I don't remember reading that in your text message. I remember reading it and thinking, okay, we'll just have to go back to the free thing. I didn't realize that they completely dropped it.
Yeah, I went to the website to look, and if you look on the list of the plans, there's no free tier at all.
Ew,
And
gross.
they automatically moved the email. I'm glad that I checked my email because the email said that they automatically moved me up to the
Mm-hmm.
core plan, and excuse me, and that we have to start paying for it starting October with our next payment. So
Bruh.
we had
They also
already.
like doubled the price.
Yes.
Because for anybody who
No, it's
doesn't
more than
know,
doubled because it was
it's a
20.
little more than double. It was 20, so each of us was paying 10, and then they went up to 45.
So
So
it's
that'd be each of us
crazy.
paying like 23 almost.
Mhm.
Wild.
And this is a
Well,
hobby, so I'm not willing to pay that much.
yeah, no. Because I was willing to just go back to the free thing, and because not many people watched on Instagram, and the people who watch on Twitch, I think, are also subscribed to the YouTube channel. So, because the people on Twitch are like Isaac and Gilbert, and then Ronald did the Twitch because it was a little bit faster. So, what? That's good to know. Do you know when our cutoff is?
It's October 22nd
Okay.
because I saw the email after we had already paid for this month, or else I would have went ahead and cut it and disconnected it. But
Okay.
and we only paid the normal 20 for this month, but they've
Okay.
already added all the new features, so
Hmm.
we get to take advantage of the new features, but it
Well, we're
won't
not
be.
doing all that.
Yeah, so we can try out
Okay.
the new features this month if we want to, but again, you tried the circles. That's cute and all, but
Yeah, that was the only thing I was interested in was the circles because the rest of it's like, okay, this is not stuff that I use,
hmm
but circles.
cute. But
Okay. Are you ready to start?
let me finish chewing this last bite of banana.
Go ahead. We have been getting huge praying mantises outside of our house. This is going to stay into just the pre-show rambles. Let me see if I can pull up a picture. There's one that's on our window right now.
Oh no.
That, yeah, it's outside. It's outside my kitchen window. Let's go to Google Photos. Get out of there. They also introduced dark mode. That was the other thing that they introduced. I was like, what else did they
Ugh,
introduce?
dark
Dark
mode.
mode.
I think they added how many services you can be connected to, or how many
Hmm.
services you can multi-stream to, is what I'm looking for. But
Okay. Now they're in the cloud. So now I can pull it up. There we go. Today. Present. Share screen.
my computer has been having a heck of a time responding to my clicks.
Do you
Okay, let's
see
make
this
it.
guy?
Oh my goodness.
It's
That
enormous.
thing looks like the size of a cigarette.
It's bigger. That's my
Like
hand.
the
It's on the
it
outside.
no, I mean, but it looks like the length of a cigarette is what I'm saying. It looks
Yes.
like the length of a
It's
cigarette.
it's longer than a cigarette. That's my hand, and it's outside. It's on the screen window outside, so it would be bigger if it was closer to my hand.
Hmm.
That is it
Well, I
outside of
mean,
my.
if it was the Virginia Slims, that's the length of Virginia Slims.
Why do you know so much about cigarettes?
I grew up when people could
Cigarettes.
still smoke in restaurants and smoke in your house
Ew.
and smoke everywhere.
Cigarettes. But yeah, it's enormous. It's like a good 3 inches long. It's a nice. Actually, no, longer than 3 inches. I put measurement marks on my table so I didn't have to keep finding my ruler. 2, 3, 5 inches based on my
5 inches.
measurements on my table. It's about 5 inches. Yeah,
Well, good for you.
enormous. And that one's outside my window. And also, I was pouring my coffee because that's like basically right across from where I pour my coffee. So I was pouring my coffee, and I looked at it and went like this, and then its little antennas went, bloop, bloop, and I'm like, no,
I didn't mean for you to communicate to me.
don't acknowledge me. So there's that one, and then there used to be. Thank goodness the other one's gone. But there used to be, so you guys have seen pictures of my house. I've shown Jimmy pictures of my house, honestly. But so I live up the stairs, and then there's a little like porch landing, and then you can go to the right to my door. On the roof of the porch landing, right next to our porch light, was another one of those, another like giant brown praying mantis. It was like right next to my porch light. And I'm like, please don't follow me, please don't follow me. I was literally like, every time I went up there, I would put my hood up because I just had this huge fear of like going up there, trying to unlock my door and feeling something land on the back of my neck.
Mm.
Because remember, I can't remember if I told this story on stream, and then we need to get started for real. I can't remember if I told this story on stream, but when I went and did one of the birthday parties of the kids in Mars Hill, it was like for my second time doing her birthday party. They had it out at the park, and so we were out at the park, and I was wearing like a tank top like I am now, and I had my back to the woods while I was painting the kids because it was like at the playground. It's like right up against the woods essentially, and so I had my back to the woods, so I'm facing the playground so the kids can like hop off the like slide and come over to me and then go back and play or whatever. And I came home and I was scratching. I had my back, my arm, up at my back, and I was scratching my back, and I felt something. I was like, Wayne, can you check to see what's on my back? And there was a tick on my back. Ugh.
Yuck.
The bugs out here don't play. I'm glad we don't have any stink bugs right now, though. When we were
That's
back in Mars
that's
Hill,
what
that's
you
the
get
worst
for
thing we had.
living in the country. If you come back home,
Oh, what? I
of
also
course
think
I don't. Of course I don't ever go outside. There might be hella bugs outside in the front lawn.
they're not all outside though, because I'm pretty sure I had a spider crawling on my neck last night because I was laying down and I like my neck was itching, and so I went to scratch my neck. And I felt something, so I went wah wah and like threw it. It was like, what was that?
Okay.
It could have been just like a little like hairball or something, like hair or dust or something, but I think it was a spider.
Are you bringing in Instagram or not?
I'll bring it in so we can make like the announcement that we may not have them any longer, and then And then, actually, before we get started, I'm just going to make a ticker banner that says, we're switching streaming services soon. So we may lose Instagram. Find us at yada yada YouTube. River, stop.
Ew, giant cockroach Ronald.
What?
Oh. That would just make you never,
No.
that would just make you never want to sleep.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It's terrifying. Ugh. Gross and scary. Ooh, but the circles are so small. I thought when I'm big and dust, it would just make our circles bigger.
Yeah.
I
think the circles might be nice if we had
more people.
More people, yeah. The circles or the squares would be nice if we had more people.
I am keeping the rounded corners though, because there's the option for pointy corners or rounded corners, and I like
the rounded corners.
Yeah, we've been talking for a hot minute, Ari. We just finished talking about bugs. Okay, let me make this ticker banner. Okay. Switching streaming services soon to catch all of our videos. To make sure you don't lose us. Not lose us.
Please, if you put lose, I will reach through this camera and smack you.
To make sure you don't lose us, find us at. Is there an easy way for them to find us on YouTube?
Not really.
What happens if I do youtube.com/coffeeklatsch?
I don't know if that will work. I think technically it's youtube.com/Dani S, I think.
Okay, so I'll do that. River, you gotta chill out. youtube.com/Dani S. I got a sorry this page isn't available monkey. He's holding a magnifying glass. Maybe I need to put an underscore between the Dani and the S. We're doing so much housekeeping today.
Oh.
Because I don't want to just put the share link that you put like when you go to share a page, because that is just a long stream of letters and numbers. I want something that's easy for them to find us.
Oh man. Oh. Give me a second.
Also, every time I go to type in Coffee Klatsch, I spell it the way that we spell it, and it brings up the Robert Reich Coffee Klatsch. And I'm like, why are you bringing up his first? I know that his is more popular, but also it doesn't have an S in it. I was not misspelling. Please bring up the one that I spelled. River, you gotta chill out. I just walked you, so you gotta chill out. That's why I was late today. You're the reason I was late today. Tell the people. Oh, now you sit down. Rude.
Ronald got it before I did. I was copy and pasting, and Ronald got it before I did. So speedy.
Okay. So let me put that in my youtube.com/@DaniSNNC. Okay. youtube.com/ okay. youtube.com. River, I can't stream like this. I can't stream under these conditions. I'm going to my trailer.
Yes, you are here every week. I'm thinking more along the lines of you've been doing videos with Jesse for so long. You know more of the ins and outs of the streaming stuff than we do.
You gotta chill. You're right in the microphone. Okay, so if I make it a ticker banner, if I add that, okay. Does this look all right to the people?
Yeah, it looks fine.
Okay, so I'll just have that scrolling. We can just do that scrolling for until we switch.
What do you mean until we switch?
Like until we switch services.
Mm.
So we'll just scroll it for the rest of the month or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. That's fine, I guess.
Don't you poor River her. She's out here being a brat. I literally just walked her. We went outside. She peed. And then she pulled me up the stairs because she wanted to go back inside. She was done. What are you... Hang on. Do you need water? What is going on? Why are you like this today?
Okay.
Ma'am, I'm not letting you out there just to mess with shit. Get back in here.
Cursing at your dog.
Yeah, because she's being a bitch. Come here, River.
Cursing at your dog.
I thought you were going to get water. You were not going to get water. Get in here. I got bamboozled. I got played. She walked out there and immediately went to mess around Wayne's desk to see if there were snacks. I got played. Okay. So we need to switch the music to the stream music. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit because you turn it down lower than I usually do. It's usually around 22.
Because I like a bare rumble, but whatever.
I like to hear the tunes.
Okay. So hot.
I'm gonna have to remember the names of these music so I can bring them into whatever other streaming service we get.
Fall needs to come to work. That's all I can say.
That TikTok you said was hilarious. Okay, we're about to get started for real, for real. Let me get the last things I need for Instagram. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, Instagram. Okay. '83.
83 degrees? Why, yes, it is.
Even I'm toasty. You know, I usually wear like a t-shirt or a sweater or something, but I'm in full tank top today. Because last night it was cold because it was like late at night. I was cold, and so I had my heater on. And then Wayne turned the heater off before he went to bed, which is what I usually ask him to do. And I
Hush, Ronald. Quit flaunting your cool temperatures.
Copy the stream. Instagram. Save changes. Ronald, that's rude. I only just read your notification. That's rude. Okay, waiting for the preview to show up. And okay, we have a preview. The preview comes up so much earlier than I thought that it did. Okay. I scoot over here so it almost looks like I'm looking at you. Are we ready? Are we ready? Well, I'm pressing live in 3, 2, it's loading. We're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Coffee Klatsch. I am your presenter, Dani, the Burning Babe, and this is my partner in crime,
Artemis, the fatigued as usual. I'm a tired guy.
And if you have never been here before, we talk about everything and nothing, but we try to put the crafting first because that's what my original subscribers signed up for. We are your audio ambiance. We are your background sound. We are here to keep you company while you are throwing that next load into the washing machine, while you are running after toddlers in the living room. And a bit of advice: if you're bored one night and so you go over to your bookshelf and a random secondhand book falls off the shelf, the title and the author's name have been scratched off. The front matter has been pulled out, so there is no title page, no copyright page, no anything. It just starts at chapter one. Don't assume that this was your former roommate's book. Don't sit down and read that book, because then when you fall asleep, you will be transported to Texas with
Texas.
an alpha male who thinks he owns you. I just
Absolutely
say
not.
don't do it. Don't do it. Further problems will ensue. Gunshots will be involved.
Of course, they're in
Theft
Texas. Oh, the Wi-Fi's taking
theft
her.
will be an asshole alpha. Just put the book back on the shelf or take it back to the secondhand store. Dump it in a little free library. Let somebody else have that problem.
It sounded like the start of a horror movie and continued to be a horror movie. If I just randomly woke up in Texas,
It's
weird.
not a horror movie. That last bit, by the way, was not from my real life. That was from, it started with a book by Camilla Isley.
I'm gonna need them to make
And
that cover much more scary.
it,
Much more
but
scary.
it's not scary because it's not a horror movie. It's a romance.
It does not sound like a romance. That sounds terrifying.
Just the way I said it made it sound terrifying.
That is fully the start of like one of those creepy pastas where you're like, oh, this book. Oh, I guess it must have been my roommate's book. I wonder what she was reading. And you open it up, and then just like Lovecraftian horrors are running down your hallway. That is what that sounds like.
It's not Lovecraftian horrors. It's a good looking guy who's trying to buy your bakery out from under you. And you run around in high heel clogs and shorty shorts and a plaid shirt tied under your boobs the whole time. That's the kind of romance book, the novel that I would read. Not it. It started with a book was fine, but the romance novel in the romance novel is
Mm-hmm.
like, this is absolute ridiculousness. So let's start with a little housekeeping up front in case you haven't noticed the ticker at the bottom. We are switching our a little bit of how the sausage is made. We are switching um from StreamYard. We have enjoyed StreamYard, and if you've got it like that, if you've got it like that, go ahead and do StreamYard because it has worked very well with it for
Mm-hmm.
us for the past. Has it been? Have we been using StreamYard? Not for a year, have we? Well, we
Close to,
used,
I think.
yeah, because we used the free one. We only been using the paid one for like maybe 6 months, but use we've been using the service itself for over a year. We didn't have a problem with it. However, they recently added a lot of features, and they got rid of their free tier and changed to a paid to all paid, and their lowest paid tier has gone from $20 to almost $50. And and for us this is a hobby, and it's not, so we choose not to use
Pay that much.
our limited resources toward that when it can go toward something else. like next year's vacation. So so we'll be on the hunt for something else. We'll be doing StreamYard for the rest of this month. What all of this means for you, you may be wondering, is that at the end of the month, we may or may not continue to stream to Instagram and um
Well, not the end of this month. At the end of our like scheduled month, which is partway through
oh,
October.
that's right, because the end of
So
this month is at the end of this week almost. So
yeah.
yeah, at the end of our paid period, because I got the email after I had already paid for another month.
Hmm.
So we still have the service until like the middle of October. So
You got us for a while.
so we may not be streaming to Instagram and Twitch once we get a new service. It just depends.
Yeah, but the default is YouTube. So if you have not subscribed to us on YouTube and want to keep track of our faces and our lives and the scary bugs that are hanging outside of my kitchen window, subscribe to the YouTube and then you'll be able to see, and you can go watch our backlog there as well, but you'll be able to see everything because whatever service we switch to, we're going to do YouTube first and then see if we can spread to other services. Man, you gotta stop. Man, we're gonna have a lot of like dog interruptions today. I don't normally have her in here, but I'm like, oh well, she was awake this morning. I'll have her in the office with me. She's being chaos.
Most people other than me don't mind animals, so I'm sure they won't mind the dog noises.
Okay. She
Okay.
has a skin thing, so she's scratching a lot.
Next on the agenda, what are we drinking and eating this morning?
Well, I'm drinking coffee, but I had to get a backup cup since someone still has my cup and has not sent it to me.
Well, if you were responsible enough to take your cup with you when you leave, then it wouldn't still be in my house.
That is besides the point. Everyone makes mistakes. But you sent a very rude text message to me with a picture of my cup in your cabinet saying, oh, but it looks so at home. That is not its home. That is not its home. So I went to Five Below and got another cute little...
Oh, that is a cute cup.
A cute little cup, and this is a hot and cold cup. So part of the reason that I really needed my Moomin back is because we only have like a mug at the house, which is fine for drinking coffee at the house. It's in the sink right now because it was washed. I didn't feel like dirtying up another cup, but it is I only have mugs, and I am not the kind of person who will carry my house mug to work because one, I will fully spill it in the car. This already knocked over in the car. I was driving to work yesterday morning, had it in the cup holder, forgot that this cup is very tall and top heavy, and so I went to like stop or make a turn or something, and it just flipped into the floor. Luckily, it's only got like a tiny opening here by the straw, so it didn't spill that much, and I grabbed it like as soon as it flipped. But yeah, so I have this now as my travel drinky cup, and I'm just drinking normal coffee. We still have Junie's coffee maker because we still need to return it next time she comes over. So I'm drinking normal coffee with French vanilla coffee mate creamer.
I am drinking instant as usual because that's what we do here. But I'm drinking it out of my usual travel mug. But your father bought whatever was on sale, so he bought one of my of the Cafe Bustelo instant espresso, which is my favorite. But he also bought some cheap knockoff coffee with some cheap brand name like Cafe House or something bland. And the coffee is bland. I have to normally I have like a tablespoon measure, roughly about this size, that I use to measure my instant coffee into my cup. And for my regular coffee, I don't have to use 1 spoon. I have to use 2 heaping spoons in this same size cup of that cheap ass coffee for it to taste like anything. So the only good thing about it is that even with 2 spoons of coffee, I still use way less creamer,
Mm-hmm.
because if I use my normal amount of creamer, then all it tastes like is creamer. So I
Mm-hmm.
use way less creamer. So I guess that's good. But
Speaking of coffee, you should go listen to the um Ologies podcast. They just did an episode about coffee and like the roasting of beans and what has more caffeine than the other and like the way coffee is created and all the different things
I'm
like that.
writing it down.
And super tasters and things. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description and
You
in the
won't remember.
Discord. I probably won't,
You
but
won't
here's
remember.
hoping.
Okay. So, do you have any life updates?
As soon as you asked, I forgot everything that's happened in the last like 2 days. Do I have any life updates? I don't know. Have I told you any life updates that I've forgotten?
Nope. I also have no life updates. So I would like to upend our list a little bit and knock these shower thoughts out.
Sure.
Which there's really only one, which is
Why do I not even have the list pulled up? I'm so used to like going
because
through it in my head.
we've been going off the dome for the past few weeks.
Off
but, but like I saw a video the other day about house purses. And I'm like, house purse?
What's a house purse?
House purse?
The whole point of a purse is to carry things that you need outside of your house. But if you're in your house, the things you need should be there.
Really? No life update equals no life. Very funny.
I mean,
people are getting specific purses and putting stuff in them. Probably not a lot of people, because I've only seen one video on this. Putting stuff in them to carry, so that they can carry their stuff from room to room. So like, if I know that I wake up in the morning and say, I know, okay, this is Saturday, I'm going to spend Saturday crocheting in front of the TV, but I decide I want to watch the TV downstairs instead of in my bedroom like I normally do. Watch the TV downstairs. So then I gather all my little stuff that I want to have with me, put my little Kindle in there because I might want to read instead of crochet, put, my little lip gloss, just in case my lips get dry, all that little stuff, put my project or whatever. So I have all my little stuff. So then I trot on downstairs and then I have all my little stuff in my house purse.
I have 3 points to say about this. One, my house isn't big enough for me to do that. In general, my house is not big enough for me to do that.
My house is bigger than yours, but I still don't think it's big enough that I need a house purse, but okay.
2, I kind of already do that, because if I am going to move, I'm crocheting in the office and then I want to crochet on the couch outside, because update people, we have a couch now. That was last week's update, but I'm going to claim it as this week's update as well. If I want to crochet outside on the couch, I'll throw everything in a bag. But usually, so my third point to that is, usually it's either my crochet bag that I already carry around everywhere like a purse, or I'll just grab a plastic grocery bag, throw everything in it, and then walk. If I don't feel like, because the only thing that prevents me from going back and forth in my house is if I have some food sitting on the table and I don't want to leave it for a second because the vultures that live in my house will swoop on it. Yep. So I do a lot of when you're carrying the groceries in the house and you're like, I got to carry everything. I can't make more than one trip. It's got to be one trip because the dogs are going to get it. But that's usually I'll either throw everything in a grocery bag, or I carry my crochet bag around the house anyway, but that's not specifically a house purse. That is everywhere. Because I carry it outside, I carry it inside, I carry it everywhere.
Exactly. I think most people do this, is that, if you know you're going to be in a certain area of the house for a little while, you take the stuff that you need so you don't have to run back and forth. Number one, I think the difference in this video is that people are specifically making their house purses cute or something.
Okay.
Whatever. But also, I do the opposite of this. and have been for the past year, simply because, like, for instance, I used to, when I go downstairs, and I'd make my breakfast, and then I'd also like gather up what I might want for my mid-morning snack, and maybe an extra bottle of tea for my drink or whatever, so I don't have to
Hmm.
come back downstairs. But because I am not moving around enough to keep my body from getting stiff and whatever, I purposely leave stuff downstairs,
So that you have to get up and move
so that
around.
I have to get up and move
Hmm.
around. So I don't pile my food up on my plate. I'll put like, one serving. Like people do when they go to the all you can eat buffet, they will pile
Hmm.
everything they want on their plate the
So they don't
first
have to get up and
time.
go back. Yeah.
I will purposely just put a few things on my plate and then
Which is
eat
better
that, and
anyway.
then get up and then go back if I
That's
want
better
something.
anyway. Like PSA for people who go to all you can eat buffets. I don't know who's doing that now because there aren't that many of those left after the pandemic, I think. But PSA, you need to only do one serving at a time because those places end up with a lot of food waste of people who are like, "Oh, I want this and this and this and this and this," and then you pile your plate up and then you can't eat all of your food. And then they end up with a lot of food waste because people are piling their plate up instead of just like, I'll take a bite of this and then see if I'm still hungry, and then take a bite of this and then see if I'm still hungry. So that's the way to
Mhm.
do it, people.
Exactly. But I just thought I'd mention the food purse thing, because I wanted to get it off of my shower thoughts. Every once in a while, we'll move the shower thoughts up just because they've been sitting there too long. I thought I had another shower thought, but I don't. Other
I
than,
feel like I had a shower thought too. It had to do with a website, but I can't think of what website has been harassing me lately. What am I
oh,
thinking of?
all I get harassed about, like I said last week, is I still get all the bra. And I'm really tempted. I'm this close to buying one of those TikTok bras. Just
Don't
one.
do it.
Just
Don't do
just
it.
one, just to see how
You
bad
have
it
a
is.
better place to put your money.
Just to see how bad it is. And
What
but lately
happened?
what's also been creeping in is Ghetto Gastro and their Bop Tarts.
What in your what language are you speaking right now? What are you talking about? You just compiled words together and
I
assumed me to
did
assume.
not. The
What?
company is called Ghetto Gastro,
Okay.
and they make Bop Tarts.
What's a bop tart?
They are a black owned pastry. It's a
Okay.
Ghetto Gastry is a black owned company, so
Yeah.
they make their version of Pop Tarts. Oh, you've
Okay.
had Ghetto Gastro.
Was it
Okay,
good?
Ronald, you've had Ghetto Gastro. I was thinking about getting the Pop Tarts because they've got a sampler on TikTok for like $17. You get like
Why?
4 or 5 boxes. It's not, whereas they're like $5 a box at Target.
Mm-hmm.
So to get a sampler for almost $20 seems nice.
Mm-hmm.
So Ronald, spill the tea. Are the Pop Tarts any good?
While we're waiting,
So I know whether to waste my money or not. Not as good as regular
I
Pop
feel
Tarts.
like people say that a lot about the like when people take a cheap like packaged food product and make a fancy version
Hmm.
because Claire Saffitz does that with Dessert People, and then also back when she was on the other food channel that like got canceled or whatever. And then they do that on Rhett and Link as well, where they're like, here's like Chef Boyardee ravioli, and here's the like the fancy expensive version.
Hmm.
And I feel like so much of these like packaged foods, so much of the like enjoyment of them is like the taste and the nostalgia of
Uh
like
huh.
eating them when you're a kid and like just like eating them on a road trip or something like that. And so making the fancy version, it's like, okay, this is cool. Don't call it this other thing because it's not the same for people.
Yeah. Yeah. I can totally understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Because just like I say all the time about who mentioned Cece's Pizza? Ari was talking
Ari,
about Ari was talking about Cece's Pizza. I talk about Cece's Pizza all the time. I like to go to Cece's Pizza.
I
Now,
haven't been to
I
CC's Pizza in
I
years.
I haven't been there in years either, but I remember enjoying it. But from the very first time we had it, I said, if we could call this flatbread, or if we could come up with some other name that's not pizza, because it's not good pizza.
Mm-hmm. It's very like
It's not good pizza.
it's very much we have to make 300 pizzas right now for all of these people that are walking in the building.
Yeah, if I want something that I feel like is good pizza, I will go to Marco's, or you know,
Portofino's.
I don't think I've been to Portofino's,
It's
but
in Gastonia, I think.
I will go to Marco's. I'm thinking of places that are local. If
Yeah.
I will go to Marco's, or there's been a couple places I've been to, or leave the state
Mm.
and go to Delaware or someplace further north where the pizza tastes like Italian American pizza that I grew up with as a kid in New York. That to me is good pizza. But there are other things that are pizza shaped that I like the taste of.
Got a pizza vibe.
And Cece's is that. Cece's is pizza shaped, and I enjoy eating it, and it fills me up. But I don't put it in the category as good pizza. So I wish you could call it something else, because other people will
Hmm.
just look at Cece's and go, "Ooh, that's not good pizza." But it tastes like good food.
Yeah, it's good for what it is. Just don't call it
Yeah.
pizza. Yeah. Speaking of, while we're talking about things, and then I remembered I do have a couple life updates. My brain was just shutting down. It's too early. The coffee, I think, is finally hitting. Um, Speaking of, you were talking about ghetto gastro. We all know crumble cookie, right?
I've heard of them. Yes, I've never had
So
one, but I've heard of them.
I've had crumble cookie a couple times. They are like okay. It's like I don't know. When I'm thinking I want a cookie, I want like a chocolate chip cookie, an Oreo or something. And so they
Mm.
have like these higher end cookies that like are good, but are also one cost a lot, and two are just a lot of like they're super rich and all that, and it's like it's a lot. But my friend at work just said that she went to a place that opened up a few days ago in our area, and she said that it's better than crumble cookie. She said she's had crumble cookie several times, and she said this place is better than crumble cookie. The price is equivalent, so I don't know when I'm going to be heading over there because crumble cookie
Mhm.
is pricey for some cookies. But it's called Insomnia Cookie, which is easy for me to remember because she said she went there at like 4 in the morning. So yeah, this place is like called Insomnia Cookie, so I'm excited to try it out.
Yeah,
Yes, they are very big cookies, Ronald.
me with my Ronald says Insomnia is another big
Okay.
chain store. I don't know the designer cookies. Uh,
I feel like they're fun if you're having like a fancy tea party with your ladies, but like just to order and have at my house. Mm. That's the other thing, yeah, Ronald. She said that they serve them still warm, which I'm excited about because the crumble cookies got to me cold, and I'm like, this is good. I kind of want to put it in the microwave. I think I did put one in the microwave, and it was like, okay, but it's not the same. It's not the same. But yeah, I want to try Insomnia. I didn't realize it was a chain, but that just means that maybe you'll be able to find them too. I never know when things open up near me because this is the kind of area where a lot of like small bespoke things open up. So I never know when things open up near me if they're chains or if they're like, me and my friend had a
yeah,
dream.
yeah, I get that. I get that. So you want to tell us about any upcoming markets you got?
Yes, I'm also going to tell you about previous markets that I had because I forgot that I did things. So let me pull up my calendar so I'm not forgetting anything. What did I do? Okay, so I've officially switched at the Weaverville Market. I'm no longer vending at the Weaverville Market. I am working the Weaverville Market as the market assistant, market manager assistant. So I show up, I can take the EBT and give them market tokens. I can run the cards and give them tokens to spend. Um, I help everybody kind of find their locations and unload their cars and all of that if they need help. Um, and collect the tokens at the end and give the vendors their money and stuff. So like all stuff that I basically know how to do, that I was basically doing in like 2020, 2021 when I wasn't vending, and I did that at the Mars Hill Market. I'm now doing the same thing at the Weaverville Market, except I am not the manager. I'm just assisting the market manager. So I don't have to be there.
Stress.
Yes, I don't have to be there extra early. I don't have to set up any tents. I don't have to like fuss at people if they're in the wrong spot or if they're late or if they're doing any of that. That's still handled by the actual market manager. I'm only there for like basically the 3 or so hours that the market is running, so that she doesn't have to stay glued to the market manager seat, because there are a lot of times where there's like some sort of altercation sounds like a fight. It's not a fight, but like some sort of like issue or something where she needs to get up and walk away and either walk to the outside vendors or walk like to the other side of the room or something like that. And then the people who need to either get their tokens for their EBT or like run their credit card because the person they're trying to buy from doesn't have a credit card swipe, she's not in the chair. And so they're like standing there at the line and everybody's like, where's Michelle? Where's Michelle? Where's Michelle? So now I'm there, so she needs to get up and do something. She can, and I can run this table, and it's like it helps her out a lot, so that she's not constantly like flitting around like a little busy bird.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. Just another thing to put a few more dollars in your pocket.
Exactly, because they're paying me $15 an hour for that. And the first week when I did it last week, I was there for an extra hour just so I like had time to learn how to use the new machine and all of that. But now it's going to go back to, and I have a little timesheet and everything. So now it's going to go down to 3 hours a week. But 3 hours a week, $15 an hour is honestly more than I was making like about half of the time that I was vending at that market. Because I think that market is just not the location for my stuff that I'm vending. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try again for the holiday market. So when they have their holiday market pop up, I'm going to try to vend again, because holiday season, people tend to pick up not the face paint and henna, but people tend to pick up the crochet items. So we'll see if that works out. I'm also thinking about printing out some, gift cards so that people can buy people gift cards to like get a henna, get a face paint, or like something like that. And I'm wondering how, like, see if maybe that'll work out. I don't know. But so starting last week, I officially started working at the Weaverville Market. And then this past Saturday, I was at Blue Ridge Pride. I have a pride flag in the other room that I forgot to bring in here, so pretend that I'm waving it. I was at Blue Ridge Pride. I was not vending my stuff. My friend, Kat, who owns Savor Shrub Bitters, she was vending and needed some help because she was also the official mocktail sponsor of Blue Ridge Pride. So she had essentially two locations. She had her main location where she was selling the bitters and giving out samples there. And then she also was giving out mocktail samples in the VIP tent. And so she needed assistance. And so she paid me $18 an hour to be there. I helped set up the table and everything. And then I helped break down at the end. And I was doing my waitressing best. I had a little tray with all these tiny little mocktail sample cups and was like walking around the aisle.
You were doing real waitressing. I don't think you've ever done that before.
I have not. And it wasn't a real tray. It was fully like a wooden box that the slats on the bottom of it were big enough that I could sit the little sample cups. And so I lined up like 20 sample cups on this box and was walking around with this box. Anybody want a sample? Anybody want a mocktail sample? I've got mock margaritas here. Anybody want a mocktail sample? I was walking up and down the thing. And that was fun. That was also my first. I've never been to a Pride, like parade, Pride Festival, Pride anything before. So that was an experience. There were so many people.
I thought you've worked at Pride before.
I have not. I go to a lot of alphabet friendly events, but I've never been to a proper, like they had a proper Pride parade that marched around. They didn't come down our aisle, and I couldn't really see it because I was working the table and there were people like like blocking the road where they were marching. So I didn't get to see that much of it, but I got to see a little bit and I got to hear them. And they had like a stage and music playing and all kinds of stuff. So it was fun. I definitely, because I painted my face before I went, because I don't have very many like pride outfits. So I wore just like one of my Halloween like pumpkin shirts, and then I wore, or no, it was a not pumpkin shirt, it was one of the skeleton shirts. And then I wore I don't know if anybody in the chat will remember, but Mother, you know the matching shirt that I have with Wayne, that's the like black shirt with the like rainbow mushrooms on it.
Yes.
I wore that because that's like the closest rainbow shirt that I had. I wore that, and then I painted just some cute little swirlies on my face in the non-binary pride flag colors. I painted some cute swirlies on my face, and several people were like, "Where did you get your face paint?" And I was like, "I did it. I'm a face painter." They're like, "Are you vending somewhere?" And I'm like, "Not my stuff. So sorry." So I definitely want to try to apply and vend next year. I just need to be prepared because bigger events like that always charge a good amount. So I need to make sure that I've got the money prepped
Saved up,
for it.
but also make sure you have plenty of extra paint and stuff because it sounds like you would get good business.
Yes, absolutely. And then after that, so that was great and fun and lovely. After that, I went to, what is in my calendar? Oh, I went to so one of the groups that vends at the BIPOC market, their like group name is the like Caravan Bazaar, and they are of Asian descent, and so they will find different areas where they can set up little like BIPOC market pop-ups. So it's not technically associated with the BIPOC market that I vend at, but they ask the vendors at the BIPOC market and just other BIPOC vendors to come to these pop-ups. And so it's the same people that I think I told you guys about when I went to Bubble Pop Tea, the bubble tea place, and I had the little bubble waffles that, do you remember me telling you about that? I feel like I remember talking about it.
I vaguely remember.
Yeah, they're the same people.
Memory.
They're the same people that invited me to that. But there's a place in Silva, North Carolina, called Delia Thai. It's a like little Thai food shop, and it's their 5th anniversary. And so we went and vended out there for the 5th anniversary, and it was a little slow because that's an hour away from me. It was a little slower than I was hoping, but I still made like 100, 150 somewhere ish bucks that day. So it was like, it was good because we still need to be putting money in the bank right now because we're still like recovering from the cruise and then getting our car repaired. So that was a fun little event. The food smelled wonderful. I did a couple henna tattoos there, one of which was a couple was celebrating their 25th anniversary. And so they were going and doing a bunch of different stuff for their 25th anniversary. So they got they got henna tattoos, and I put a little, all of my henna tattoos are artist choice. So they didn't ask me to do anything, and I didn't really ask them, but I put a little like infinity symbol with a heart in it on both of their tattoos. So they had a little matching thing, which I thought was cute. And oh, that's why I'm thinking of this place. They you remember last week when I showed you I was making those granny square bags, and I had the black and white one and the orange one?
Yes.
Someone bought the orange one at that event.
Yay!
Yes, they bought the orange bag, so that is super exciting. I don't think anyone bought anything else of like note. There were a couple people that bought $5 mushrooms. Yeah, I don't think anything else of note went off the table. I did have a friggin' stuffy casualty though. I had one of my little mushrooms that have the butt cheeks. This is not a popping one. It's just a mushroom that has butt cheeks. It was their parking lot is pretty dusty, and it was a little windy, and so one of my mushrooms like tumbled and rolled and fell in the dust, and you know the whole body of the mushroom is white, and so it picked up all that dust. Yes. So I'm gonna have to try to toss him in the wash and see if I can get all that out. Otherwise, he's just gonna be and
that'll be a good, because I don't think you've ever tossed any of your stuffies in the wash, have you? Maybe you'll get to see what happens soon when they go through the.
Yeah, I haven't really tossed any of my stuffies in the wash since I was making the little Among Us figures. So I definitely need to do that and see. I'm mostly just concerned, like, is that dust going to come out? Because it was like I kind of brushed it off, but it still looked dirty.
Oh no.
So yeah, so I'm hoping that will I'm hoping that will come out. But the only other note that I had for this past weekend was it was hot. It was
Yes.
so hot, which is frustrating because the last 2 days before Saturday, so like Thursday, Wednesday, Friday-ish, it felt pretty cool outside. Like I would open my door, step outside, and like, oh, let me put on my hoodie. And I put on, and it's like pretty cool outside. We were vending at the when I was vending at Pride, Kat, my friend, was like, you look like you need to sit down and drink some water. You've been up on your feet the entire time. Drink some water. Here's some strawberries. Eat a snack. It's hot. I need you not to die. And I'm like, okay. And then and then the one at Delia Thai, I did that one by myself. And I fully I would put a few things on the table and then I stopped and I have a paper fan that I keep in my face paint bag, specifically for situations like this, because if I put it anywhere else, I will not have it at an event. And so I would put a few things on the table and then stop and stand in the shade and fan myself, and then put a few more things out on the table and then stop and stand in the shade and fan myself. Because it was it's not just that it was ambient hot, but sometimes you can sit in the sun and it's like, okay, this is warm. And sometimes it's like the sun is an absolute laser that is going to sear the flesh off of my body.
Oh no.
And so anytime I was standing in the sun, I was like, I am going to go up in flames.
We cannot have that.
It was so hot. But so hopefully it'll start cooling down. I too need fall to come to work. That is
yes. I sent, for those who don't get that reference, there is somebody on TikTok, I forget the guy's name. He does these skits where he performs, you know how some people do skits where they play all the different roles, and he personifies the different aspects of weather. So his main character is Mother Nature, and Mother Nature is the manager. And all the other different aspects of weather are the employees, and he's having an office meeting about how they're performing. And I hadn't seen his videos since winter, and now he's got he had a couple videos out, and he's clearly in the South where we have.
Yes.
I already had some other people doing these videos, just straight up videos, letting people know about false fall. If you have never been in North Carolina and you think that fall is here, don't put your shorts away yet, because that was a false alarm. It'll be cool for about a week or two, and then the heat's gonna be back before true fall is here.
I was a fool.
And so his little skits are he did a couple little skits talking to fall about when are you coming to work, because Summer's been working overtime and he's ready to get off and go on vacation. He's already got his vacation booked. You need to come to work. And Fall is like, well, I got things to do.
I'll come back in a couple more weeks. Give me a couple weeks.
And then this week's skit was, I got to go to the football game. I just came. He showed up, and they're like, "Oh, you're here. I'm about to leave." And he said, "No, I'm not really here. I just came to pick up this cooler because I'm going to the football game. I'll be back in a few more weeks." And Heat Wave is sitting here going, "I'm dying."
He's laid out on the ground.
I'm working too many days. I'm dying.
I'm not gonna make it.
And that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like Fall showed up to work just to get something out of his locker and left again. Because it has been in the 80s. I have been here sweating. It's ridiculous.
Ooh, my thing's at 71 right now.
It's ridiculous. We go to bed because, my husband works nights. We go to bed at midnight and the temperature is still 71 degrees outside. What is wrong with it?
It cools down a little bit more up here because we're in the mountains, but it still it's been toasty.
It's like, what is wrong with you? Okay.
What do you have as far as crafty thoughts?
Do we have a heart out at 12?
12:30.
Okay. All right. So I only have one crafty thought.
Mm-hmm.
And let me put a pin in this because I've only worked on one thing this week. I had a hat that was almost done, but I was using the pattern that Passionate Kelsey uses, and I just didn't like the way it turned out. It wasn't laying right. And so I found a different pattern, and I tried this on Isaac, but I didn't try it with the brim. So I don't know. I hadn't had the brim on it yet, but
Oh, it's cute. Let me embiggen you.
I just have to put it is like 99% done. I have one row of slip stitches to go in the end because I was going to try the crab stitch and then I remembered I don't like working the crab stitch. So
The crab stitch is the reverse single crochet, right? The one where you go backwards.
Yes.
Okay. I love that stitch. Once you get in the groove of it, it's not hard.
I think it looks nice, but it feels
bad. Yeah, because you're going the wrong way.
It feels bad, but it looks nice. I'm going to take my thing off and see if I can fit this on my head.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I like the color. That like blue teal. Very cute. It's cute. I like it. It's got like a little bit of ruffle, but not. I like it. It's got a little bit of ruffle, but not like the huge amount of ruffle that I hate, which I will tell her as soon as she puts her headphones on. It's cute.
It doesn't look as buckety as I wanted. Now that I've added
I mean, you could add a couple extra rows. I was saying when you had it on, it's got a cute little bit of ruffle in the brim, but not like the huge amount of ruffles that I hate. Yeah. I don't know why I hate those hats, but I do. I just do not like those hats.
Yeah, it's just not, I don't know. It doesn't look quite like a bucket hat the way I want it to, which is what I was saying to Isaac, because like right now it looks more buckety when I'm holding it, but then when you put it on, this top part really molds to your head and looks more like a rounded hat than a bucket hat.
And so, who is that hat for again? That one was for...
I made this to since I haven't sent, because your great aunt Joanne asked for a ruffly hat, and I still have that hat, haven't sent it off. And I think I was working with this yarn when she asked me for the hat, so I thought, well, I'll throw an extra hat in.
Okay.
With this yarn, so I made this hat.
If that's for Aunt Joanne, she'll probably like it.
That's what I was thinking. It's not as buckety as I want, but
yeah, because I think the older people don't go so much for the bucket hat, but for the fitted.
Yeah. But I think she liked these colors when I was working on them, so I'm gonna give. And this turquoise here in the middle is just like a random oddball that I didn't know what to do with. I don't even know where I got it. I think I got it in a scrap bag where somebody gave me some yarn or something. But I still have enough yarn.
And is that a size 4 or is that?
I still have about half a skein, and I still have this much of the oddball left. So I'm going to make another hat, but I think I'm going to try to find a different pattern.
Is that oddball a size 4 or is that something else? Is that chunky?
No, both of these yarns are 4.
Okay. For some reason, looking at it, that the turquoise that's in the middle looked like a thick yarn, chunky, and I'm like, I know she's not holding 2 strands together.
No, it's a 4, and I'm not holding 2 strands together.
Because I know my mother, she does not do this.
Yep. So I am going to finish this off, and then I'll probably make another hat just so that I can use up this yarn. Because this is the yarn that I bought because I thought it might be that other yarn of that other hat that I made. Remember where I said I really liked that yarn? It had the colors of like the ocean in it, and it had white in it. This doesn't have any white in it. I couldn't tell from the picture, but it doesn't really have any white in it. It's got a little bit of beige toward the end, but there's not really any white. But on the pictures, it looked like it might have white, so I bought it. And then once I got it, I realized this is not that yarn.
Speaking of yarn colors, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I think Red Heart probably does not make that yarn anymore. That yarn was again an unlabeled yarn that I'm just assuming was a Red Heart yarn. So it could have been some other
Mhm.
brand, and I just can't find that color anymore. But I really loved that variegated, and I just can't find it anymore. But go ahead.
Speaking of yarn, and then I'm going to go to the stuff that I've been working on, which is not much, but I am proud of it because I tackled a skill that evaded me for like a year. I was watching Alt Knots, and her Joanne's got in the Halloween colors of the big twist. I'm trying to see if I
saw
can.
the thumbnail of that video, but I didn't watch the video. But I saw the thumbnail of that video.
I'm trying to see if I can pull it up on the website, Bernat. Oh my goodness, there's no way I'm gonna. Let me see. Halloween yarn. Let me see. There we go. Big twist worsted. And I'm so mad because I went to my Joann's and they didn't have any of the Halloween colors. The yarn aisle was like sparse. So I think they're like resetting when I went in, because I went in yesterday, and there were, when I tell you, there were buckets and buckets and buckets of empty spaces, like, because the yarn systems and they were just, like, empty. They were like gaps, like they had just been cleared out.
That's what Walmart looks like half the time when I go in Walmart now to get yarn. It's like all the yarn has been cleared out.
Yeah, Walmart constantly looks like they just had a big sale and someone did a supermarket sweep and cleared it out. Always, at all times. But the colors of the Halloween yarn look so good. I finally got it pulled up. And I want to get some because she showed that, and then she made a sweater, and I'm like, ooh, I do not need to get the sweater itch right now because I need to like fill my table and make a bunch more small things. But like, ooh, it's giving me the sweater itch. So this is the one that she made her sweater out of, the spooky season. Let me see if I can get it pulled. Okay, change. There we go. This is the one that she made her sweater out of.
Spooky season. That is pretty. That is pretty. And I'm not
right,
I'm not one of those,
because it's all the.
I'm not one of those Halloween people who are like, oh, Halloween colors and stuff like that. But oh, that is pretty.
But it is, and the way that it worked up in her sweater looked so cute. And then the next one that she said she wants to do is called Charging My Crystals, which is this purple one that I think was up when we first started. And I like this one too. And a lot of people in my area tend to like purple. You should. It's a quick little video where she just talks about making up the sweater and that she wants to make another one.
That colorway is very similar to a colorway that I bought from Red Heart to make a skirt, except the Red Heart one has a little bit of green in it.
Green in it. Well, I'm wondering because I have not looked at all the colors. I only saw these two colors in her video, so I didn't get to see the rest of them. So I'm looking at them now while we're here on the stream. From the thumbnail, I like this one. What do you look like? Ooh, I want to get this one. This is probably the one that I would make a sweater out of.
That one makes me think of Frankenstein.
Oh, it makes me think of Beetlejuice. Okay,
it's
probably because everything is Beetlejuice coded right now.
Right now, because of the new movie, yeah. It says Witches Poaching, but before I looked at the name, my first thought was Frankenstein.
And let's go ahead and look at the rest of the colors. This one is Jack-o'-lantern.
I have too much orange. That is nice. I have too much orange. I don't know why I have too much orange in my stash. I don't know why I still have so much orange. I haven't made you guys. I made all of you pumpkin hats to wear trick-or-treating one Halloween or wear to school one Halloween. And I have not made anything Halloween related since. And I still have 2 giant skeins of orange. I do not know why I have
I will trade you next time I come home. I will trade you those giant skeins of orange for all of the skeins of that blue that I hate, but somehow keep buying. I still have
Good thing you said that, because that orange was about to go into a 6-day blanket, 6-day star blanket, but I will set it aside for you.
I love orange. Orange is my favorite color. So if you don't want that orange, I will take it. I did see them too.
Yes, Ron, I've seen those, and because I was watching a video by Creative Grandma, and she was walking through her Michaels and saying that they were having a 30% off sale. So that made those, because those anniversary cakes are like roughly $50. And, but with the sale, they went down to like 20 or 25 or something like that.
I want one, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I want one.
Exactly. I want one just because people are talking about it. That's why I say all the time, I'm not a person who's influenced by commercials, but people talking about stuff, that's why influencers work on me. But not, well, let me rephrase that. Not influencers. I don't think influencers work on me. I think people who are, and I feel like I must be frozen because I am. Oh, so we lost Maya. I thought for a second y'all lost me. Oh no. Where did she go? Where did she go? Well, I'll just keep talking until she comes back. But what I was going to say is that I don't think influencers themselves get me. Like people who I can tell that influencing is their job. Like I can tell that, especially like the makeup influencers and stuff like that, I can tell that influencing is their job. Those people, I can, I'm not, they put me off. But when I'm just watching, it's usually not one particular person. It's a bunch of people. We see that you're back, Maya. It's not one particular person, but like when I see a bunch of people in a row who are all playing a certain game, or they're all using this new yarn, then that makes me want to do that. So it's not quite the same as influencers, but it makes me want to do that when I get that feeling almost of FOMO when it feels like everybody in my YouTube algorithm or my TikTok algorithm is doing the same thing. Just naturally, not because they're, influencers are getting paid or whatever. They're just trying the yarn because they saw somebody else try the yarn. And then this one tries the yarn because they saw this one and this one tried the yarn. And then you have 5 people all using that yarn. And then it makes me want to get the yarn like I did with the Granny All-in-One, the Granny Square All-in-One yarn.
The reason I also have abandoned making Granny Squares with that Granny All-in-One, that is going to be turned into a witch hat. And
I still haven't tried it yet. I think that's next in line after I finish this yarn here. Because what I'm trying to do is use up yarns that I guess we should talk about some of our future plans before we move into our media consumption real quick.
Yeah. Let me pause and show you the things that I actually worked on then.
Okay.
Okay. I got to back up. So I have been trying to do filet crochet. And I was having such a hard time with it because everybody that I saw explaining it explained the math in like the most confusing way. And I'm like, if this is how many blocks I have, how many chains do I need to do? What am I doing? So I finally found a website that, like, I don't know what happened, but for some reason this website clicked for me while I was sitting at work. And so I just started up a random project. Let me see if I can hold this the right way. So up close, I feel like it doesn't look like anything. Oh, on camera, you can kind of see it right away. I am going to scoot back though. And let's see if we can. Can you see it?
Yes. You're just too close to it in person.
Yeah, I'm too close to it because I'm like, this just looks like a whole piece of fabric. But like this,
but yes,
you can see it.
You can see the dragon, definitely.
So I'm gonna stick that on a wooden dowel and make that a little hanger. I'm trying to. You guys tell me. Should I? Because I've got all these like spare fabrics and stuff. But should I put like a piece of colored fabric behind it? That way, if someone hangs it up somewhere, you can always see what it is without them having to have it against a white wall or have it against a solid wall. Do you think I should? What do you think? Because I could just sew a piece of fabric onto the back.
I don't know.
This is the other one. This one I put a little bit of an edging
I think a piece of
on.
fabric might distract from it. I think a person who's buying it knows where they want to hang it. Bad words. Bad words.
But it's so cute.
Bad words.
Is it even forwards? Do I need to turn it around? This is where it's forwards.
No, turn it around. This is where it's forwards for the rest of us. Yes.
Okay.
Bad words. So it seems you have mastered the filet crochet.
I figured it out. Yeah, up close. I'll come up close now. This one's still attached to a ball of yarn, so I gotta be careful. Well, I'll come up close now. I am in the process of working on another one because I don't like how squart the F came out. And so because my horizontal width is more than my vertical width. And so one of the things that I saw, yes. Oh my goodness, I have room service?
And put you a piece of salmon so it'll be faster.
Oh my goodness, I have fish for room service. I got fancy room service today.
Lovely. Lovely. Is that salmon?
It is salmon. You got to get out of here. You can't stay in here anymore because I'm not about to have you harassing me over my delicious piece of salmon.
Come on, Mama. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on.
Hang on. I got to walk her out of here. She's not going to leave.
Yeah, so I can address you people and your bad words. Maya, flashing our audience.
It's just my tummy.
No, it wasn't just your tummy.
You could have pretended it was.
Whatever. I do not read dirty books. Where do you get these ideas?
I had to run.
Thank you, Ronald.
I had to run, otherwise she was going to run back in the room. It's me or the fish.
Well, if you would buy proper clothes.
These clothes are proper. I just don't have the belt on right now.
Whatever.
But yeah, so I have gotten the filet crochet down, I think. This one's got a little yellow border on it. I was thinking because I love the look of when people do the like cross stitch of the swear words, but it looks so pretty with like the flowers. So it looks like something that you would put in your grandma's house or something. So I'm thinking about trying to do like a little lacy thing around this before I make it to hang up. But what I was saying is I'm working on another, Ari, are you caught up on Dungeons and Daddies? That's all I'm going to say.
Don't start talking about being caught up because then he's going to start telling you all things you're not caught up on.
That's true. Let's run it back and pretend I did not say that. But I'm going to do that. What was I saying? Oh, I got another yarn. I got another yarn to work with as well. Because Joann's, I don't know if your Joann's is, but my Joann's is having 20% off yarn right now. And
I don't know what my Joann's is because I don't leave the house, but go ahead.
Well, my Joann's is having a 20% off on yarn right now. Plus, I have a couple buddies that work there that know that I work at the Party City down the road, and they will give me their 50% employee discount as well. Yes. So, I was able to get 2 skeins of True Boo and 1 skein of scrubby yarn. I don't have the True Boo in here with me, but I needed a size 3 yarn because I think part of the reason that I wasn't super happy with the dragon is because it's so big, you have to move so much further away from it to kind of see what it looks like. And so I was like, let me go down to a size 3 yarn and see if I like that better. And the True Boo, working with the True Boo, it's very smooth. It's splitty, kind of like Karen Simply Soft. But it's very smooth, very light. And now I remember what I was saying. My letters were coming out squat because they're not as tall as they're supposed to be with how wide they are. And so one of the people suggested, just do an extended double crochet, which is you yarn over, go in, yarn over again, pull out. So you've got the 3 on the hook. And then you yarn over, goodbye Instagram. You yarn over, pull through 1. So you're basically adding an extra chain, and then you pull through 2. And then I was doing that for a little while. And then I was like, why am I doing this when I could just do a triple crochet? Why am I doing this thing that is so uncomfortable to me when I could just do a triple crochet? So I pulled out everything I was doing with the extended double crochet and just restarted it with a triple crochet. And I like doing the filet crochet with the triple crochet.
Uh-huh.
It makes my stitches taller. And it also, when I was holding up the fabric, because you saw the dragon was kind of curly, the bad word sign was kind of was like, it's a little stiff. With the true boo and doing triple crochet, it's like flowy. It's like a floppy. It's like I gave that yarn a silk press. It is so flowy.
That's funny.
So
That's
I'm going
funny.
to be doing it with the triple crochet from now on, and I think that'll work out better. I've been using my stitch fiddle to make little, because the F one, the bad word one, I wrote that out myself in stitch fiddle, and I'm like, this is how many squares I need, and I just made it. And the other thing I wanted to say, and then I will be done talking about stuff that I did other than stuff that I want to do, is I went and I got some scrubby yarn, because everybody has been, every time I'm like, oh, what are some like quick projects that I can work on? Because I don't feel like making any amigurumis right now. Because I'm just in that amigurumi slump right now. So I don't want to make any amigurumis right now. And what I really want to do is make some like sweaters or some like big hats or something. But I do not have the time or the yarn supply at the moment to make that, because I just don't have enough matching colors. I could make a very scrappy sweater, but I'm just afraid that the colors that I pick for the scrappy sweater are going to be ugly AF.
But see, that's what I want to do. That's one of my plans. I'm constantly thinking I want to do some big scrappy blanket that will use up all these odds and ends of yarn that I have no use for, so that I can get it out of here. And instead I end up finding things like, I had that one yarn that I just had two skeins of, because most of my odds and ends of yarn, if they were little oddballs like this, then I would feel good. If I had a bunch of balls like this, then I would feel good making a scrap blanket. But I have oddballs like this, where this feels like too much yarn
Yeah.
to just throw into a random
I have the same thing where I've got
thing.
like big scraps. I love orange. This orange is too close to red for me to use it for anything that's supposed to be orange.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've got all of these big scraps that I'm like, this is too big to put in a scrap thing, but I don't know what I'm going to use for it.
Okay, my crab stitch
But
is ugly. This is ugly.
there's like a certain way that you have to like lay it when you're doing it. If I had something that I could crab stitch on at the moment,
Yeah, I
I
know
would
I'm
show
not
you.
twisting it like the girl did in the video, because that just felt awkward. And so I'm just doing it this way, and it looks like the strands are just too loose.
Yeah, you do need to pull it a little tight. I definitely have oh my goodness, my nose ring came unclicked again. I'm about to have to switch nose rings after this, because I have this cute little clicker that Junie gave me, and it's one of my favorite ones. But the sealant on the back of it has rubbed off from me wearing it for like 3 weeks straight, and so it's turning my lip green, and it also, the clicker has become loose, and so it keeps just unclicking randomly. But circling back to what I was saying, all of these videos that I see that are like, what are some quick things that I can do with little bits of yarn? Everybody and their brother and their mother and their sister and their cousin is like, make some yarn scrubbies, make some dish scrubbies, make some scrubbies. And I'm like, I don't have any scrubby yarn.
Exactly. I don't use cotton enough to make dish scrubbies.
Well, the problem is I've got cotton that I'm not using for anything, because I got the cotton for making clothes. But this is not enough to make anything, because if I'm making a top, I want the first one to be my size. So if no one buys it, I can wear it. And also, inclusivity plus size stuff, I don't want to always make the little bitty ones. And so I've got this cotton, but this is not enough to make me a top. And I don't think I have any other, because I've got one that's like a cotton blend, but I want to make like a cotton one. So I've got this cotton, nothing to do with it. So I went, while they were having their little sale, I got the True Boo and I got some scrubby yarn.
Yay.
This is the Red Heart Scrubby Sparkle. Look at it shine.
Scrubby sparkle. I don't know
It
why
looks
you
like-
want sparkles in something that you're going to wash dishes with, but whatever.
I don't either, but it's so cute. So I'm going to do this because this is like a lace size yarn. So I'm going to, because it's eyelash, but it's like lace. The like pieces, the eyelash stuff is attached to. So I'm going to wild that they mark this as a size 4 medium. But I'm going to hold this up with my cotton yarn and make some rounds and make some scrubbies. So hopefully I'll have some for the holiday season, because I think people will buy those for like holiday gifts and stuff. Is that you still doing the crab stitch? It looks better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm twisting it as I go. It's slower though.
It is slow. The crab stitch in general is just slow, which is why sometimes I fully forgo it. I really like to have it on the brims of my like witch hats, because it stiffens the brim a little bit, so it's not like super floppy. But it does take, like a century or two. But can someone explain to me why this is marked as a size 4 yarn? Look at how small that is. Let me get
I think they want. I see it. I think they want you to allow for the fuzz, so they're calling it a 4 because they want you to give it room and
impossible
use the kind of hook you would use with a 4, so that you can give it some room to breathe.
I don't like it. I'm gonna hold it next to some cotton so it's actually size 4, because I don't like that.
Okay, I want us to briefly mention some
Yes.
future plans that we're working on, and then go through our media consumption before we go.
Okay.
So we can have a clean slate when we start next week.
You start while I'm eating fish.
Okay. Well, I want to. I still have that Mo. I forget what the name of that blanket was. It's the designer's name is Mo, and he names everything Mo. It's like Mo Better Blanket or Mo something blanket.
Mm-hmm.
I remember working on the first few rounds of it, and it just working on it made me happy. I would stop at the end of every round and go, "Oh, this is so pretty! This is so pretty!" And I'm making it out of that yarn that you gave me for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if I summed it up in a nutshell, I'm wavering between two things, which is either finishing projects that I have started recently, or using yarn that I recently purchased. Like this reef yarn that I'm making this hat out of is a fairly recent purchase. The yarn that I ended up getting free from Lion Brand is a fairly recent purchase. So I don't want those yarns, or like the Granny Square all-in-one. I don't want those yarns to just kind of languish in my stash for years and years, like some of these other yarns I have. So I want to try to use them for what I bought them for real quick. Although the more I have that Lion Brand yarn, especially since I had it for free, I have the pattern that I got with it, but now I'm wanting to try different patterns just because I have it. So I don't know if I'm going to go with the pattern I bought it for, or just try something different. But I waver between that, trying to use the most recent additions to my stash, or trying to use up all these eyeballs that have been sitting here for. I mean, I literally have stuff here that has been here since we moved in this house. Okay. So stuff that is 15, 20 years old. Sitting in this stash.
I was about to correct you on your math, and then you said 20, so we're good.
So I want to, and so I get, every time I see somebody do some sort of scrap blanket, like I said before, every time I see somebody do some sort of scrap blanket, I'm like, yes, I want to do that, and just use up a big amount of scraps at once, instead of doing these little projects. Because like this, I'm doing a little hat project, and then I'm doing slippers that I gave to your Aunt Terry. I still have all those balls of scrubby yarn that I need to finish up. Go ahead.
May I make a suggestion?
Oh Lord, what suggestion are you gonna make? Go ahead.
Because you said you've got like bigger scraps. Why don't you do a like a temperature blanket, but not a temperature blanket? Because you read a lot of those little romancy books. You could have a color for like it would recommend, like it but probably wouldn't recommend, neutral, I didn't really like it, like DNF, it was bad. And then like as you read those little books, because you read those, you go through those like so fast. You have enough for one every week at least. As you go through those, then you'll do a little line on your little blanket.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thought. Except for most, I genuinely do like that thought, and I'm sure some other creative crocheter would do better with that thought. I tend to rate most on a scale of 1 to 5. I tend to rate most of my books a 3. It's like if there was no grammatical or editing errors in the book,
Mm-hmm.
then that automatically raises it above the 2. If I find a bunch of spelling errors and or grammatical errors and editing errors in a book, it goes down to a 2. If it's nothing goes down to a 1, because if it's a 1, then I just don't finish reading it and I don't rate it.
So that would be your DNF.
So if I read it and it's all right, like the book that I mentioned this week, it was a meh. It wasn't terrible. It didn't light my world on fire. So even though the initial premise was promising, the book itself ended up being so I gave it a 3 because everything was spelled correctly, but it
you need to adjust your rating system.
I gave it a 3. And I mean, I just started a year ago giving things 4s and 5s. I used to never give anything a 5 because I was like, to me, 5 is the top of the scale. So that means that's the best book I ever read. So
not the best. See, this is the problem. Not the best book you ever read.
If I run across but that was my thinking at the time. What if I run across another book that's better than this? To me, a 5 is a perfect book, and there's no book that's a perfect book.
In my head, 5 is like, this is good enough that I'm gonna tell somebody. This is good enough that if I have a copy of this book, I'm gonna hand it to you and say, you need to read this. I will tell as many people as I can. A 4 is like, I really like this book. I might recommend it to like a close friend that I know would also like this book, but I'm not gonna like go shouting it to the masses. A 3 is like, I read this book. I'm probably not gonna recommend it to anybody, but I read it.
Well, that's what most of my books are.
Wild.
I'm not gonna tell anybody.
Well, because you read smut. But imagine you had a bunch of friends that also read smut. Would you recommend this book to your smut friend, or would you not?
Whatever.
Anyway, so you were talking about future projects. Sorry to do a huge sidebar.
No, that's pretty much it. I either want to do a big scrap project or I want to work on the most recent yarns that have come in the house, which is pretty much all those whips that I have sitting around, because I have at least 10 whips, I think, sitting around, because I've got
a few whips that I'm fully staring at.
I've got the denim sweater I haven't finished. I've got 2 blankets for, the 2 avatar blankets that I bought yarn for. I've got the Mo blanket that I'm making with the yarn that you bought me.
Mm-hmm.
Why does that feel like only 4? So maybe I've got 4 whips and other stuff that is just in the back of my head that I'm thinking about. Because I know I have at least 3 other yarns that, like, I have that Lion Brand yarn. I have I have more of the yarn you bought me, and I have the Granny Square yarn. So maybe I don't have that as many whips as I think.
I just noticed something. Did the music cut out for everybody else? Sorry, you were talking, and I was like, why is it so quiet?
No, I still hear the music.
Oh, maybe it's just me. Maybe when my laptop died, then it cut the music for me. Okay, sorry.
So we'll see. And I pulled out one of my coloring books yesterday, but I didn't get to it. So
I have a couple things I want to do. I need to make, so all of my big items off of the table are gone. So I need to make some more big items. I know I have a skein of Bernat ombre, so I'm probably going to make another 6-foot snake. just so I can have a big thing on the table. I'm not making another big B because the last big B I had sitting on my table sat on my table for a good month and a half. Like it just stayed on the table the entire, and everybody walked up and was like, "Oh my goodness, look at this bee. Let me hold him. Let me squish him. He's so adorable." And he goes right back on the table, and I do not buy him. So I'm not. I think bees are on the way out as far as crochet trends. So I'm not making any more big bees. I'm gonna make another 6-foot snake. I might see if I can make a big like possum, because possums are very popular, especially in this area. So I might try to make a big possum. I want to find a big teddy bear pattern that I like. I think I've been avoiding making teddy bears because teddy bears are something that you can so easily buy like everywhere that I don't want to make one. I don't know. Because I want to make, maybe I'll see if I can find like a realistic bear pattern, like one that's like standing on 4 legs. Because I feel like that would be cute if I could find one.
Yeah.
But that's it as far as amigurumis. I just said that I'm going to be making the scrubbies probably as soon as I get off of here, and then or like while I'm at work at the Weaverville Market today. And there are 2 big projects that I want to make because I said that I saw Alt Knots with her sweater, and then literally I just got like in the last 2 days got bombarded with, "Oh my goodness, look at these big projects that we just made. You should totally make one." And I'm like, no. So let me pull this up. So this is Hannah Drapinski. I've looked at several of her videos. She has some fun tutorials, and she does a bunch of like video tutorials. I wish that Girly Pop had some PDFs, and she might, but I have not seen them. But I love the stuff that she makes, and she recently made this bell sleeve sweater. Everybody knows that I love a bell sleeve. She made this bell sleeve sweater that's like a faux knit bell sleeve sweater. Look at this. Why do I still have Instagram out? Nothing is going on over there. Do you see this?
Ooh, that's pretty.
Yes. Let me put it on 2 times speed while
why is the body of it looks like it's knit in the sleeve?
So you can kind of see her go around it. But it's a faux knit, and look at those sleeves.
Oh. Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty.
And that's crochet. She did crochet in the 3rd loop. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see. She puts it on at some point. There we go. Let's click here.
That's pretty.
Load. There we go. Isn't it?
It's
so
pretty.
cute. And so I'm thinking I might get a few skeins. I'm thinking I might get a few skeins and
like
make one of
vacation.
those.
That looks like a vacation 2025 sweater.
It does, but I'm gonna be making it in the 2024 because I need one. I love bell sleeves. I need one. But the other thing that I saw was, have you seen the Juliet dress? Or not the Juliet, the Morticia dress by, I think, B-Jax.
I have a general idea of what a Morticia dress might look like because I remember Adam's.
Oh no, so hang on. Let me go back. Because Morticia, why did, when I was just now typing it in, that I connected Morticia to Mortician and had never done that before, and I just made the connection as I was typing it into YouTube. I'm an idiot.
Just woke your brain up.
I'm an idiot. Okay. Hang on, I'm pulling it up because this is, let me share. I've forgotten how the internet works. There we go. Okay. So we don't need any audio. So pull this up. So this is the Morticia dress by, let me not hover over it. That's the Morticia dress by, made by B-Jax.
I feel like I've seen a similar picture, but I've not seen it called the Morticia dress, but I feel like I've seen a similar picture.
You probably have. She makes several dresses that are in this like very lacy kind of gothy style. So, I watched. We all know Amazing Paige. She recently made the Morticia dress. It took her 8 days, And I really wanted to see her do it because B-Jax is like skinty, like so skinty.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Amazing Paige is like, is also thinner, but is not like skinty. And so I
Yeah.
wanted to see like what it looked like with her
On
like,
another body type.
wearing it. And it looks, look how cute that is.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Everything's frozen. No, okay,
Yeah,
I think I'm back.
cute.
But she said she extended. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing now. Oh, there we go. But she said she extended the butt section a little bit because she did the number of rows that it says in the pattern, but it like her butt cheeks were like hanging out. And so she yes. So she extended the butt section, but I think even with it extended, it's a very cute dress. But she timed herself when she was making it 31 hours.
Yeah, that's a full-time job for a week.
That is, but I want one. Look at how cute it is. I would probably wear it with like,
even at my size, I'm tempted by that dress. I would make the butt section down to my knees though.
But it's so pretty.
So I would make the butt section down to my knees and the lace would start right at the top of my kneecap.
But even then, it's so pretty. I feel like it would work. So I want to make a Morticia dress. But I'm probably just going to make that bell sleeve sweater.
I've been having for the past few years a thought of I want to participate in Me Made May, where I can post pictures in May of all stuff that I made for myself to wear. But
I don't have very much Me Made.
But I don't have any. I don't make stuff for myself to wear. Even the sweater that. Oh, before we leave Yarny Thoughts, right quick, do you have the picture from vacation of the three of us?
Yes, you sent it to me. Let me pull it up.
Here for me to do it.
It would probably be easier for you to do it because just for me pulling up those little things, my computer said, "What are you doing?"
Okay, let's see if my computer will cooperate. It's not the best picture, but while I'm pulling it up, why don't we talk about our media consumption? Have you been watching anything cool lately?
I have not consumed anything really. Wayne and I have started, now that we have a couch, we'll sit in the living room and listen to a podcast together while he's like playing a like low focus video game and I am crocheting. So we're still listening to Worlds Beyond Number. We finished their little prequel like children's episode, children's like section, children's adventure, and we've started the first like real episode of the actual campaign. And we still have not finished it because those episodes are like 2.5 hours long. At least the first one is. They are long episodes, so we still have like an hour left to listen to that. And then other than that, I've been watching on Dropout, Dimension 20. They did a tour, and on their tour, they're posting the videos from their live shows from their tour, and they're calling this section Time Quangle, and it's so funny because they basically Time Quangle. So basically, they have the main cast minus Lou Wilson. I'm hoping that Lou Wilson will show up for at least a couple shows because I love him to death. But they've got the main cast minus Lou Wilson, and they've got these little like the bingo rolly thing where you crank it and it rolls out a bingo ball.
Yes,
they've got the bingo cranky things, but it's they have numbers on them, and each of the numbers corresponds to one of the seasons that they did. So A Crown of Candy, Fantasy High, Unsleeping City, Never After, and oh yeah, there's outfits, and Starstruck Odyssey. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. And so each of them will crank a ball, and whatever the number lands on, they're playing their character from that season, but they're all playing characters from different seasons who have never met each other, and time has quangled together, so they for some reason are in the same space in the universe. And
Oh,
it's
Lord.
hilarious.
So this picture is the three of us. We all made our parts of our outfit. Um, it's not. I didn't realize until after my father, bleh,
My father,
that man.
that man, that
Sent,
man of yours.
I didn't realize until he sent me the picture that I had the third boob going.
You're
I'm
fine.
so mad, but I fuss at Chloe all the time, and I even gave her my brand new bras that I bought so that she doesn't have that third boob going all the time. And here I am sitting here with the third
You're
boob going on. I'm mad.
fine. Because that's not the point of the picture. So no one would have been looking at that until you pointed it out.
I see
It is also easy to edit out.
but look at your skirt. Your skirt looks great.
Thank
We
you.
need to get you a top that covers your boobs.
Never.
Yes, we need to get you a top that covers your boobs. Why is this not moving anymore? Okay. And my sweater. Chloe says she wants this sweater, so I'm going to give it to her because I'm going to make myself another one because I don't like the way that one turned out. So I'm going to give that.
I
to
like
her.
it.
And Sydney made her dress out of blanket yarn, and that's white ribbon tying it up the side.
It's like velvet blanket yarn.
Yeah, she forgot to bring the rest of the yarn with her to finish it because she was going to finish it on the ship. She forgot to bring the rest of the yarn with her, so she ran out of yarn for the full dress. So it was supposed to be like a corset type thing where it laced up the back, but she didn't have enough dress for it to cover her, so she kind of wrangled it so that she did it on the side and had the thing go. I still think it looks cute.
It looks very cute. It looks very on purpose. And we had no clue that Sydney also made her dress.
Yeah,
so we showed her.
She said she started when we started. I was like, I didn't realize you were participating in the crochet along.
Yeah, because she never said anything to us.
Nope. And I lost my crochet hook somewhere on this floor. Okay, I'll stop looking for it.
Yeah, good luck, Ari. You're gonna have to get those for my father. Good luck.
I'll remind him. Him.
I was telling him, if you can make a Google Drive like folder, like make a Google Drive thing, and then we can have like a Google Drive folder that's vacation pics, and then a folder inside of that folder that is 2024, and then you can, if he can get you the pictures and you put the pictures in that folder, and then every year when we do that, whoever has access to the folder can get the pictures.
Yeah. I started that when Flickr used to be a thing, and then Flickr stopped being a thing, so I'll try to switch over to Google Photos.
Google will never die. I don't think it needs to be in Google Photos, but Google Drive specifically.
Yeah.
That way everyone can access that way we can have all of the different folders. Yeah. And that way it'll be easier to narrow down, like, oh, which year was I on that trip? Which year did we do this thing? And you can like go to the year.
Yeah.
It is.
Yep. It is 12:30. So now
I can hear the music again.
About my media consumption. I'm going to move it to the front next week.
No, go. We've got a little bit of time. Go ahead and talk about it. Is it going to take forever?
Okay. No, really quick. I got your father to watch a dating show. We've been watching Dating Naked, and at the end of every episode, he's like, "This is the first time he's watched a dating show." So at the end of every episode, he's like, "I don't understand what the purpose of this is. There's no money. They're not winning any money. What are they doing? What's the purpose of this?" It's like
the purpose is love.
The purpose is it for them to date each other and see who they can end up with, and just date them when they leave the island. And he's like, "I don't understand." We're watching.
The purpose is love.
We're watching Dating Naked UK.
What is Dating Naked?
It was an MTV show, like in 2017, but it and they had 3 seasons of it in the US in 2017, but they blurred out all the
bits. Are y'all watching unblurred bits right now?
No, we're watching Dating Naked UK because they revived the show in the UK, Dating Naked UK. They revived it this year, and we're watching unblurred bits. Yes.
You're watching unblurred bits.
we're watching unblurred bits.
The scandal.
Yes. And
The scandal.
actually, you don't notice it that much because if you watch a lot of Love Island, they are half naked on Love Island anyway.
Yeah, but not their whole bits.
But it feels kind of the same because they're showing almost everything. It's watching the guys naked that feels like, oh my
Bits.
goodness.
Also, speaking of which, I don't know why, but I was unprepared to see butt cheeks and boobies at Pride. And so I saw someone walk by with a thong all the way up their butt, and it was just butt cheeks walking and jiggling. I was like, huh! I was like taken aback. I was like, okay, I am now prepared. Because there was somebody who had a thong that was walking by, and then a girl who had on like a mesh shirt, but only had like pasties underneath the mesh shirt. And I was like, I was unprepared. But then I got myself prepared. Once I saw that, I was like, okay, now I know what I'm going to be seeing today.
But basically, Dating Naked it feels like a knockoff of
Naked and Afraid?
no
Naked and Afraid in Love?
of Love Island.
Oh.
It feels like a budget. It feels like a Walmart Love Island because like the house.
So budget they couldn't afford clothes?
The house doesn't feel as nice. They don't have as many parties. They don't have as many of like the games where everybody says, who do you think is lying in the house and all that kind of stuff. They don't have as much. There just isn't as much drama. I mean, we're still enjoying
I love
the
the drama.
but I want to see if I can sneak in having him watch the most recent season of Love Island UK. Oh, Ronald,
It fell off the back of a truck.
This fell off the back of a truck, and I had to chase that truck and have a car run into it so stuff fell off of it.
Ooh.
It was hard to get it to fall off the back of that truck.
Yeah, I also am assuming, Ronald, that this show is no homo.
Yeah. The closest we got was one girl when they did play a game about kiss somebody you fancy. She fancied a guy who was already in a relationship with this other girl, and she didn't want to be mean to the other girl. So instead of kissing him, she kissed this other girl over here. That's as close as you get to homo on this show.
That's why I miss I really liked when we watched the show where they were all pretending to be American high schoolers. What was that show again?
I can't remember the name of it.
Like
but I know
Love High School or something.
And the host, it was a British show, but they were pretending to be American high schoolers, and the host was Lindsay Lohan. That was good.
Yeah, because they had I think there were two sets of lesbians, and there was a bisexual guy, a bisexual girl, and then just a gay guy. I think there were two or three gay guys, because I remember they had like a scuffle for a little while. There was that show was all homo.
Yeah, I wish they do another episode of that show because it was just fun watching British people be like, we've seen American high schools in movies. It's so fun to experience this.
Yeah,
kind of.
I think the only thing I didn't like about that show was when they went to class and they were doing like lessons, and it was all just like, just let them do the after school stuff. This stuff is like it was so like cheesy and put on of like. Write a love letter to and I'm like, y'all didn't need this.
Yeah.
Ooh, The Last of Circle season 7 episodes dropped today.
So also, I guess
go ahead.
No, I guess I should start watching that. I feel I count myself lucky that I managed to get him to watch Dating Naked, and that was only because usually when he comes home, I ask him what he wants to watch. Do you want to watch a cooking show or do you want to watch a blah 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 show? I give him an either or choice. This time I didn't give him a choice. I just started it, and there were naked people, and there were black people, so. That's usually enough. Oh, and the host is somebody that we know from another show. So I was thinking, it was enough to kind of, and he was
the
kind of
stars
tired.
aligned.
He was kind of tired. So I'm thinking maybe after we have like 4 more episodes of this. So I'm thinking maybe if I don't ask him, maybe I can slide him into Love Island UK. the season that I didn't finish watching, I'll just start it from the beginning because I know there's a lot of drama and there are several black people on there.
Mm-hmm.
So he might watch that.
Also, as we're leaving, everyone listening to Error 313, which should be all of y'all. Yeah, I'm looking you directly in the eyes now, not over at the camera where I normally look. I'm looking directly at you guys. Error 313, episode 6, just came out last Saturday. All of you should be listening. Catch up. Listen.
Yeah,
Things happen.
I think
Drama.
on the cruise I got up to episode 3, I think.
Where are you? What do you mean? You're not even at things happen. Drama.
You keep saying this drama.
Well, you haven't gotten into it yet because you're on episode 3.
Okay.
There's a gnat that is harassing me.
Error 313 keeps showing me their fake commercials in my TikTok feed.
Aren't they amazing? Don't you
But
want
whatever.
smooth meatloaf?
Hopefully I can Ronald mentioned the last of Circle season 7. Hopefully I can slide him into that. He's not, that's too much. I need to pick carefully.
You do.
If I try to slide him into the circle, then I'll never get him into Love Island. So, but I've mentioned Love Island enough about how this isn't as good as Love Island, or on Love Island they would do this or whatever. So maybe I can slide him into Love Island.
You need to finish the show and then take a break so that he's not watching too many drama shows. Watch a couple cooking shows, maybe a home improvement show or something, and then just like one day when he comes home, just slide it in.
Maybe I will. I don't know. Well, I usually watch the circle by myself too because he's not a fan of the circle. But the last time I watched it on season 6, he kind of came in while I was watching it and was asking questions and why are they doing this and why are they doing that. So I thought maybe I could get him to watch it.
Possibly.
But
also, speaking of cheeky gummies, there was a so where I was set up at Pride, the Asheville dispensary tent was like basically diagonally across from us, and the whole time I was vending, it felt like people were lighting up right in the aisle of the road. Like it smelled so strong the whole time, and I'm like, bruh, go, like it's not as bad as cigarettes, but I need y'all to go somewhere. I need y'all to, because there was a lady who pulled up in front of us who was on one of those little like motorized like chairs or whatever. She pulled up right in front of us and she had like just this huge, no, we have like Delta 9. We have like Delta 8 and Delta 9. And so they have like the other stuff. They've got CBD stuff and then they've got Delta 9 stuff. And there was a lady who pulled up with like a big like smokable. I don't know what's allowed to say on YouTube at this point actually. And she like was smoking like directly in front of our table, and she's like, can one of y'all help me, because she couldn't like bend down, and so one of the people at our table like grabbed it and like put it out on the sidewalk and handed it back to her. I'm like, just smoking right in front of the tent? Can we go somewhere?
yeah, last time I had a cheeky gummy, it did not go well, so I will not do that again.
I mean, maybe a smaller cheeky gummy.
Or maybe not at all.
I also hear that some people like don't react differently to gummies than they do to smoking, even if it's the same like amount, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe cheeky gummies just aren't for you.
They're not for me. I've already decided they're not for me. Okay, are you gonna do the outro?
Thank you, babies, for watching Coffee Klatsch. I'm gonna put the other ticker banner back up. Thank you, babies, for watching Coffee Klatsch. If you enjoyed what we're doing and want to make sure you can keep enjoying what we're doing, even after we leave this capitalist nightmare of paying $45 and go to another place, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is scrolling down at the bottom. You can go find us and all of our backlog. And Ronald is saying, yeah, he also had a situation with cheeky gummies and took a little less, which I think is the call. Yeah, I feel like you should always try like cut it in half before you. Anyway, YouTube, subscribe. YouTube, give it a like. YouTube, hit the bell. YouTube, leave a comment. Is there a gummy bear emoji for cheeky gummies? Or leave a peach emoji for all the uncovered bits. uncensored bits.
Uncensored bits. Leave a peach or an eggplant for the uncovered
For the
bits.
uncensored bits. But we will, even after they try to break us down with $45, we will be here just in a different manner. We'll be here in a different place, a different way. Hopefully it will. Honestly, I don't know where we're going because you found StreamYard, so I don't know what we're gonna find after this, but we will continue moving forward and doing things.
That's us.
And yeah, I don't know about. We'll see how the next streaming service works out, because if we have to cut down the amount that we're going to stream, then I think we'll either go back to combining the games and media and stuff all on Wednesday, or we'll just cut Friday altogether, because Friday was just an extra, because since we were paying for the next level, we have all this extra streaming time and space. So we'll see, but hopefully we won't have to, because I like playing games with y'all. It's awesome. What am I going to do if we don't have any more King's Corner?
See you on Friday.
See y'all on Friday.
Peace
Bye.
out, y'all. Bye.
Ending it. End.